Now that Microsoft has completed its $70 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard, we can get back to what else is going on at Xbox. And I'm going to tell you right now, Xbox gamers, gamers who play on PC but enjoy Game Pass, I believe we are in for a treat moving forward. We might be getting the best version of Microsoft and Xbox that we've ever had, regardless of things in the past where we've seen were the biggest lineup in Xbox history. Regardless of all that and the past, I think what we have going forward with the amount of studios, not just studios, the amount of talented studios that Xbox now has on this umbrella, and this is excluding Activision Blizzard, right? Because that's a new one that they have to add to an intensely massive portfolio of studios and IPs. I think what we're going to get moving forward is great. And so recently, Matt Booty was on the fourth curtain, and it sort of talked about this. We previously heard before some of the things that Phil Spencer had to say in regards to what the Xbox gamer can expect as far as what they're going to be getting from some of these studios that they have. And Matt Booty sort of doubled down on that. And so I want to go to that video here as part of the podcast. If you guys want the full thing, it'll be linked down below from the fourth curtain. But this is, we're going to kind of dive into what Matt Booty said in particular.
Big releases, like how are you going to manage the windows?
Yeah, so I kind of would think about that on the tactics for sure. The portfolio management, the release timing, those things are going to become more important. You know, we've got a goal of a big game, you know, a new release, a big game, something significant going out 4 times a year, right? So
So I that right there says a lot, because initially when we heard about Phil Spencer, I believe it was Phil, correct me if I'm wrong, talking about Xbox releasing a game every quarter. I know for some people they were thinking, you know, it can be one big title, 2 big titles, another 2 maybe be smaller titles. But Matt Booty here is confirming that, hey, this is something big, something significant, right? We can almost guarantee that one of those games, if you including Activision Blizzard in this, is next year's Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty releases every year unless Microsoft really goes in and says, hey, we're going to make COD every other year, which I think would be a great idea. But they want to recoup some of that money they got back pretty quickly, right? So COD is one of them for sure. So we got 3 other titles. So we're going to talk about later on what I believe what those 3 titles are.
3 months, we've got something new coming out. And, you know, I think with Starfield and then going into Forza Motorsport. And then as we head into next year, 2024, you know, we showed the game Ara and the game's Towerborn at Gamescom. We've got Hellblade 2 that comes later. So like, it feels like we're getting there. The tactics of how we manage that release schedule.
Now, I do think it's very important. He mentioned R and Towerborn, and though I am very excited, not for R, because it's not my type of game, no disrespect, no shade. Towerborn is one of my most anticipated games. I don't foresee that being, like, we can't say something big and something significant. I'm not saying Towerborn is significant because it is an anticipated game, but I think we're talking in some of these bigger games. He mentioned Hellblade. I think Hellblade has an opportunity to be one of the bigger IPs at Xbox. Personally, for me, 2017 between Horizon Zero Dawn and Hellblade, those are my 2 favorite games of 2017, and Hellblade was my personal game of the year. Even though we need to see that combat, so far we Call of Duty as one big one, and Hellblade is a second big one. But let's continue on to see what Matt talks about as far as game releases go.
Schedule certainly become front and center. On the strategy, you know, we can talk about these franchises that have sort of how much money they've made or how long they've been around. I think the most important thing out of all that, though, is the communities that they have, right? When you think about the fact that the Halo community, which is really, you know, I wanted a big shout out and thank you for sticking with us over the next years. We've started to build ourselves back from some challenges we've had. But you think about,
and that's absolutely facts right there. I think it's great the turnaround that Halo has had. I could definitely see us getting more and more Halo content throughout the year. I don't foresee that being. I'm hoping that's not part of the big releases. I hate more Halo season 7, 8 content, right? As much as Halo is expanding and will continue to expand, and it fits in releases every year. There's going to be a fit in there where you could talk about Halo content, you could talk about the Sea of Thieves content, but we're talking about those 4 big games. I don't want that. I don't want R. I don't want to say when we look back into 2025, I don't want to say, oh, we're mentioning those when we talk about, hey, we have 4 big releases. That should not be one of them. It
About
shouldn't.
the communities around something like Elder Scrolls Online. You think around even the flight sim community. You think around, a community that exists around things like the Gears of War community that we talked about, right? And then you get into all the players on the Blizzard franchises, like the Warcraft fans. And I think, BlizzCon is coming up this weekend, right? We just had QuakeCon a while ago. We just, a couple Sundays.
We had QuakeCon, but it wasn't like in person QuakeCon. But the main point is Microsoft for Xbox fans, the days of 2020 and 2021, like those days, it just wasn't the best. And he did talk about some of the games that, when we first started this off, the games that released this current year. We had Forza Motorsport, but what coming forward, Hellblade is definitely coming next year, right? I think that time is here, right? He did mention Gears. It's time for Gears 6, right? Could we possibly be getting Gears 6 next year? We're talking, that's 2 titles. The third one, I think, of course, is Call of Duty. And then you have a bunch of other studios we could possibly be getting titles from. I do not think we'll be getting Perfect Dark, because I got making a whole other video about that, because there might be some stuff there that kind of puts you at a bit of a pause if you're an Xbox fan, if you're looking forward to Perfect Dark. But this is exciting. Like, I think this is one of the best times for Microsoft. I know a lot of people are not happy about this, because they feel like Microsoft just threw a bunch of money at this to get themselves in the game. But listen, if you're a prize fighter and you have the best uppercut, you're gonna not throw it because your uppercut is stronger than everyone else's? No, you're gonna throw that. You're gonna throw it over and over again, right? And that's I don't necessarily have that vitriol of hate like most people do. No, some people do with Microsoft when it comes to how they're going to be giving us games. The point is, as long as these studios are able to create some great games, and these studios are able to have that freedom, that flexibility, while also having that structure, because they can't just go out and be willy-nilly, because we've seen so far how that's worked in some aspects, sometimes when it comes to some studios at Microsoft. But 4 big games a year, 4 big AAA games a year, I think that's, significant games. That was the terminology used, significant games. 4 big significant games a year. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section of what you believe those games are, right? In 2024, I mentioned Hellblade, I mentioned Call of Duty, possibly Gears, because it is that time. What other game that realistically we could be seeing in 2024? I think another one that I didn't mention, I think we could be seeing is Avowed, right? So we got Hellblade, possibly Gears, Avowed, I think it's a really good chance, and Call of Duty. Those are 4 big titles, right? And even though Call of Duty is an annual game and it's been coming out every year, it is an Xbox first-party IP. So yes, it does belong in the conversation of Microsoft releasing 4 big significant games every single year, 1 game a quarter. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This is Famous Tamer from LV1Gaming.com. You guys have a great one, and I'm out.